Hello everyone and welcome to Westside's baseball field for this matchup between the Warriors and the number one team in Class B, the Norris Titans. And it is not a beautiful day here at the ballpark. As a matter of fact, it's cloudy skies. The temperature is 47 degrees and it feels like about 38 degrees because the wind is coming out of the northwest at 27 miles per hour, blowing straight out to center field. Along with me for this broadcast is Ryan Kelly. Ryan, welcome. What about these conditions today for these two teams?
It is definitely not nice out, wind blowing out to center field. It does give the batter a bit of advantage there to get some extra loft on the ball, but it's really not good conditions out here. A little cold here. We got the winter jackets on, blankets are out. Not a lot of spectators here in the crowd here at Warrior Field. The players staying warm out there on the field.
Okay, let's take a look at the recent struggles for this Westside baseball team. They have really struggled. A week ago on Monday night, they faced Creighton Prep. They were 6-1 on the season, and look what has happened to this baseball team. They've lost 3 games, you can see there, and they also lost last night. So, Ryan, just kind of run us down the struggles that they've had.
It definitely started with the loss against Creighton Prep. We saw that here at Warrior Field. It really kind of started this kind of decline for the Warriors, losing 7-3 against the Junior Jays. We saw them lose by 2 there, 8-6 by Lincoln Southeast away, and we saw them play against Millard North and lost 3-2. And then Warriors kind of came back with the game against Columbus with a win, 3-2 in favor of the Warriors. That's kind of been the arc, kind of starting their climb back up for the Warriors this season. But, we saw the loss against Elkhorn South.
Yeah, let's take a look at that loss to Elkhorn South last night. It was a slugfest. Look at that, 11-10, and a lot of runs there for Elkhorn South. The Storm really put up 8 runs in the first 3 innings, and Westside had to come from behind.
Warriors, we did see them come back there in the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 7th, tied it back up. But, the Storm really just pulled ahead there with 1 run and to finish out the game. We saw Austin Hoff winning and Jay Conklin lose the loss.
The Westside will try to bounce back today against Norris. And let's take a look at the Warriors' schedule coming up. And they are going to be very busy on the diamond. 15 games in the next 20 days. And Ryan, it all starts tomorrow at the Frank Ryan Invitational out of Millard West. But they've got a lot of games coming up.
Yeah, definitely. The Warriors just got to stay on it here, get out of that plateau there, and get back up on the rise for the wins.
That Frank Ryan Invitational out at Millard West, they'll play Millard North later this week, and then the Metro tournament next week, and then the Papillion tournament. But they only have possibly only 2 games left in the regular season, 4 non-tournament games left with teams with above 500 records. Okay, let's take a look at this Norris team, and they are very good, the best team in Class B. Look at that, 11-1 record. Norris is loaded, Ryan.
They really are, especially with Kale Fountain on their team, that Florida State commit. The Titans have a 9-game winning streak. They've won 6 games by run rule, 3-0 versus Class A teams, Kearney, Pius, and Columbus. They have 1 win against the team with a record above .50.
Just a very impressive season for the Titans so far this year. We're going to take a look at the best player for Norris, and his name is Kale Fountain. There he is. Kale Fountain, a sophomore, 6'4", 215 pounds, a Florida State commit. He was offered a scholarship after his 8th grade year by Florida State, and the Seminoles think they've got a really good one.
He's definitely a strong impact player for this team, and it's definitely a player to be watching out for on your screens tonight. We see the Warriors going out to the diamond.
One of the best players for Westside so far, one of the hottest players, has been R.J. Gunderson. Let's take a look and see what he has done. Look at that, 16 hits. He's batting .432 and 9 home runs. Let's take a break right now. And we'll go hear our national anthem. Welcome back to Westside Field here for this matchup between the Warriors and the number one team in Class B, the Norris Titans. It's a chilly one and a windy one here out at Westside. And Ryan, let's take a look at the keys to this game first for Westside.
For the Warriors, they got to stay energized the entire game, high-pitched strike percentage, and limit defensive mistakes.
Yeah, they've really got to play good defense up against this Norris team that puts up a lot of runs, and they've got to just be energized the entire game. And you look at that high-pitched strike percentage, they really got to get ahead of the batter. So that's the formula for success for the Warriors. Now let's take a look at the keys to the game for the Norris Titans.
For the Titans, they got to work long counts first time through order, capitalize on each and every Warrior mistake, and find barrels on first pitch and fastballs.
That's true. Norris has really put up a lot of runs this season, and this is going to be a big test for Westside. On the mound for Westside today will be Jackson Gutta, the pitcher. He is the starting pitcher for Westside today, and he needs to have a big game against this number one team in Class B. So we've got the lineups all set. Coming up for Norris will be Kale Fountain, then Landon Meyer, and then the Florida State recruit Kale Fountain will be the number 3 batter. So leading it off for Norris is Kale Fountain. Jackson Gutta on the mound for Westside. He's a right-hander. The drizzle has stopped here at Westside, and we're even seeing a little brighter skies now. And the first pitch is right over the plate for a strike for Jackson Gutta.
Saw Jackson Gutta in the Burt game, starting the ace for the Warriors. Let's hope he can kind of make a comeback here.
And it's a hit up the middle for a single, and Norris is on base with their leadoff hitter on first base. So the Titans get off to a good start.
First pitch there by Gutta, strike. Definitely a good morale booster there coming off the Burt game for sure.
The next batter for Norris is number 18, Landon Meyer. And that first pitch is a strike. Consbrook for Norris over at first base. A big lead over there. Second pitch is a ball. Count now 1-1 on Landon Meyer for Norris.
Sun's really poking through here now. The wind continues to gust.
And Meyer looks at that one for a ball. 2-1 the count. runner at first base, no outs here in the first inning. And there's a steal on second, and Consbrook gets in there easily with a head-first slide. So now the Titans have a runner in scoring position at second base. The count now 2-2 on Landon Meyer with the runner at second.
So Gutta looking back there. They do not want.
And Meyer looks at that one. We've got a full count now, 3-2. Runner on second base. No outs here in the top of the first. And Gutta puts that one in the dirt. And now Norris has two runners on base, Consbrook and Meyer. And coming up to the plate, the Florida State recruit, the big player for the Titans, Kale Fountain. He is their top pitcher. He's playing first base today. He is the number 3 batter. Big guy up at the plate. 6'4". He's an imposing figure there, Ryan.
Yeah, really big guy for being on the mound.
Number 12, Kale Fountain.
See what Fountain can do here.
So Gutta in a bit of a trouble here at the top of the first. And a big swing and over to third base. Bargo makes the throw over to first, but he gets the leadoff runner out over there at third base, so it was a good stop over there by Dalton Bargo.
They got that runner out of scoring position now. Now, excuse me, we got runners on first and second.
The next batter is Eden Holt for Norris. And it's right over the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count on Eden Holt. 1 out now for Norris. They have a runner at second and also a runner at first base. Fouled off to the backstop. And Gutta gets out ahead of the batter with an 0-2 count.
This is definitely what Jackson Gutta is looking for. Being ahead in the count. Seems a lot more confident on the mound.
And that pitch is real high for the first ball. Count now 1-2 on the batter, Eden Holt. Another high pitch, and the runners advance off that ball. They now have runners on second and third, and Norris is in a good position right here.
You see a bit of a meeting on the mound there. And Gutta and Gunderson.
Yeah, Gunderson just offers Gutta some encouragement there. But he's really got to watch those runners at second and third. Another ball, the full count now, 3-2 to the batter, Eden Holt. Just 1 out. Runners at second and third. Big swing and a big strikeout there by Jackson Gutta. He gets Eden Holt to strike out.
That's definitely a morale booster there for Jackson Gutta. One walk here in the top of the first, 1 strikeout. It's definitely what he's going to.
Yeah, he can get out of this jam here. 2 outs now, runners at second and third. The batter right now is Carson Baker for Norris. Carson Baker at the plate. Count 0-1. Big hit over there to second base, and Leonard lets it slip by, and 2 runs cross the plate for Norris. It looked like just a kind of a regular hit, but it kind of took a strange hop and got past Leonard over there at second base.
Yeah, definitely there. But this is the start that the Titans want against the Warriors. 2 runs with only 2 outs in the top of the first. You see.
And they will count that as an error. So 2-0 right now. Norris leads Westside. The batter right now, number 13, Kaiser Poppenhagen. Kaiser Poppenhagen at the plate for Norris. He's got one runner over there at first base. Count now 0-1 on Poppenhagen. And that pitch was a little high. 1-1 the count on Poppenhagen. Gutta almost got out of the inning there.
Titans just want to capitalize off of the Warrior mistakes.
And there's a pop fly deep to right field. And the Warriors have it for the third out. And that's the end of the top of the first. But Norris gets 2 runs on the board, and they lead Westside 2-0. We're going to the bottom of the first. We'll take a break here on WTV. Welcome back to Westside Stadium here in this matchup between the Warriors and the number 1 team in Class B, the Norris Titans. The Titans got on the scoreboard in the first inning, took a 2-0 lead, but Westside's going to try to answer back here in the bottom of the first. The leadoff batter is R.J. Gunderson.
R.J. Gunderson, Morningside commit.
And it's a hit deep to right center. It's going to go in the gap there, and Gunderson's going to run past first base, go in with a stand-up double over there at second base, and a nice way to start the game for the Warriors with the leadoff double by R.J. Gunderson.
What a great hit by R.J. Gunderson there. A great way to start the inning for the Warriors.
Well, Gunderson's been one of the hottest hitters for this Westside baseball team. He's in the top 10 of the state in hitting. He's done it just a great job. That brings up Tommy Connolly, the center fielder, with Gunderson on base at second.
Wind really gusting there.
Yeah, the wind is blowing out today, straight out to center field, so the ball will carry today. We could see some home runs. Jackson Yeager for Westside leads the state in home runs with 3.
Saw that great play by Jackson Yeager in the Burt game.
Another hit, and that one goes into the gap in right center field, and a great catch out there in right field by Norris. And that's the first out of the game, but that was almost a gapper there that could have scored Gunderson from second base.
A great hit there for the Warriors. We really saw him dive out there in right field. See Jackson Yeager.
Third baseman, number 6, Dalton Bargo.
Okay, the number 3 hitter in the state is Dalton Bargo. He comes up to the plate right now. And he's got a guy in scoring position out at second base, Gunderson. And the first pitch is a strike over the plate.
Dalton Bargo, the Mizzou commit.
Big swing by Bargo there, got a piece of it. That'll be strike 2. So Norris is ahead in the count right now. 0-2 on Bargo. Bargo steps out of the box, very patient, waiting for his pitch. He knows he's got a golden opportunity to get the Warriors on the scoreboard here in the bottom of this first inning.
It definitely help out the Warriors a lot. If Bargo gets hit into the gap or gets on base and let Jackson Yeager clean it up.
And that pitch was inside for a ball. The count now 1-2 on Bargo. Just one out. Warriors have a runner on second base. Got a chance to get on the scoreboard here with the number 3 batter, Dalton Bargo. And that ball's low again. Count now 2-2 on Bargo. Bargo takes his time in the box, steps out, now comes back in. Big swing over to second base. And Norris gets the runner out. But Gunderson advances from second to third. 2 outs now. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jackson Yeager.
Jackson Yeager, strong guy for the Warriors. We saw him in the Burt game there, Ross, with the home run there to end the game.
Yeah, game-winning 2-run homer back on March 18th against Omaha Burke. Warriors were down 6-0 in that game. And then Yeager came up to the plate with a runner on base, and the Warriors were down by a run, and he had a 2-run homer to left field. This place went crazy for the game. And that pitch is low. 1-0 the count on Jackson Yeager.
Wind.
Gunderson over there at third base. 2 outs.
Wind working in their favor. See the flags out there in the outfield. Really gusty.
Big hit over to second base. Yeager will run to first. Throw is there. And that's the end of the inning. No runs, 1 hit for the Warriors. The score is Norris 2 and Westside nothing. We'll be back on WTV right after. Welcome back to Westside Baseball Field. The Warriors are facing the Norris Titans. We're in the top of the second inning. Norris leads by the score of 2-0. And the batter for Norris right now is Dayton Schmidt, the designated hitter. Count 1-0. And that one's over for a strike. Count now 1-1. Jackson Gutta on the mound for Westside. Allowed 2 runs in the first inning. And it's a hit over to third base. And the throw is wild over there to first base, over the head of Jackson Yeager. And Norris again has their leadoff runner on base.
That net would save them there as it bounced back to Yeager. That would have not been good if he made it to second.
Collier Hesterman is the batter, and he has a runner on first base. No outs for Norris. And there's a bunt, and Gutta fields it over to first base, and he gets the runner out.
We do have one runner in scoring position here on second. That's just a great play there for the Warriors.
Yeah, Gutta got off the mound real good there. Made the throw over to first base to get the first out of the inning. Count now 1-0 on the batter, Collier Hesterman. And there's the hit to center field. Tommy Conley makes the catch. And now there are 2 outs. Norris runner tagged up. So now we have 1 runner on base over at second.
That one just went right into his glove there. Didn't really have to move much to fill the gap. One.
That's the leadoff batter, Kale Consbrook. And he looks at the pitch. 1-1 is the count.
Definitely what Jackson Gutta is looking for here, being up in the count. Just one more strike.
Count now 1-2. Norris has a runner on second. Gutta takes a look. Here's the pitch. And it hits the batter. So, Construct gets on base again. He singled in the first and now walked here in the second inning. And now there are 2 runners on base. And the number 2 batter in the lineup is Landon Meyer.
That's not what you want for the Warriors. Definitely does not boost the morale for Jackson Gutta.
That's a ball. Count 1-0. Again, there are 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And the runners advance off the ball that gets away from the catcher, Michael Zimmerman.
We got 2 runners in scoring position here. 2 outs. Count now 2-0. And Gutta's down.
Landon Meyer at the plate. And he fouls that one off. Count now 2-1. Gutta needs to get out of the inning. Like he had an opportunity there in the first with 2 outs, but Norris was able to get 2 runs across the plate. There's a hit over the shortstop Gunderson. He throws over to first. Big throw, but it goes over Yeager's head, and that scores a run. And now the Titans are up by the score of 3-0.
Definitely not what the Warriors want here. Letting that one get past them. Not a great sight for the Warriors.
So the Warriors get their second error of the game, and that has allowed the 3 runs to score because of those 2 errors. So Norris now has a runner on base at first, and that brings up the batter, number 12, Kale Fountain, the Florida State recruit. First time up at the plate, he grounded out to third base. And it's a big hit down the left field line, and it's fair. And Norris will round third base and come home, and Fountain will go in for a stand-up double. A big hit by the Florida State recruit, and now Norris has a 4-0 lead over Westside.
Great play by Kale Fountain. We saw a runner come in there now, scoring out 4-0. Warriors down by 4. We see a bit of a meeting there on the mound. between Gutta and Zimmerman. Just great play there, though. Wind definitely helped out there for sure.
Yeah, he sent that one right down the line. There was no doubt about it. And with the stand-up double, drove in that run. So that brings up number 8, Eden Holt. He struck out his first time at the plate, and he hits it down the third baseline, and that is fair. And that will score another run for Norris, and they are out in front now by the score of 5-0 over this Westside team.
We saw that get past. Dalton Bargo. Really dove for that one there. Went out into left field. You see a full meeting here on the mound.
Yeah, those have been some sharp hits by the last two batters, by Holt and Fountain, and that has really broke this game open for the Titans as they take a big lead in this game.
You know, Ross, what do you think the Warriors are going to have to do here to pull ahead?
Well, it's been a real struggle here. They've made some errors, and they've really struggled here in this game.
You know, the errors definitely not what we want to see. Norris definitely capitalizing off those errors. Wind continues to gust here at Warrior Field. As we see.
The next batter for Norris is Carson Baker. He singled his last time at the plate in the first inning. And it's a hit over the second baseman. That'll drive in another run. And now Norris is ahead by the score of 7-0. 7-0.
Norris just really pulling away with it here in the top of the second. Warriors definitely not happy with this one. Might see a possible. There's always a comeback story, Ross.
Well, it looked like Gutta might get out of the inning there, but those two doubles down the left field line by Fountain and Holt have really just broke this game open, and now they're ahead 7-0 over Westside.
Gutta does not look happy on the mound. Just one more out.
Kaiser Poppenhagen at the plate. He flied out to right field in his last at-bat.
Seeing a lot of balls getting hit tonight.
Yeah, you wonder if the wind might have something to do with it. The batters all have the wind behind them. It's kind of a tough situation for the pitchers today, throwing into that wind. And that's a fly ball that goes foul over the dugout. But Gutta is head of the batter now, 0-2. Again, there are 2 outs, 1 runner on base over at first.
Big morale booster for Gutta, being up in the count. Going towards the Norris dugout, bounce off the fence.
Poppenhagen is the 9th batter to go to the plate for the Titans here in the second inning. So they have batted around. And Poppenhagen hits it over to second base, and Leonard will throw it over to first for the out. And that is the end of the inning, but it was brutal for the Warriors in that one. Norris scores 5 runs, and they now lead Westside by the score of 7-0. We're going to the bottom of the second, and the Warriors are coming up to the bat. We'll have more on WTV right after this timeout.
the...
We are back here at Westside where the Warriors trail Norris by the score of 7-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And the batter is number 24, Jack Wimmer, to lead it off here for the Warriors to try to get something going here in the bottom of the second inning.
Warriors definitely want to get some movement, some players in scoring position, score some points, even runs.
Wimmer looks at the ball. Ball one, 1-0 the count on Jack Wimmer. Wind is gusting here about 25 miles per hour straight out to center field. We can feel it here at the field. For those of you watching, you can probably hear it. It is a windy day here at Westside.
Just trying to hold my notes down and keep it all down.
And Wimmer looks, count now 3-0, and nope, that's a loud ball forward. He goes over to first base. So Westside has their first runner on base of this game.
Good start for the Warriors here. Wind continues to gust.
Now that's the second runner on base for the Warriors. Gunderson singled in the first inning. But that's good to have Westside get that leadoff batter on base, and this brings up Matt Leonard up to the plate. And the pitch is right over the plate for strike one. 0-1. Matt Leonard trying to get something going here for the Warriors. They trail 7-0 here. And the pitch is inside for a ball. The count now 1-1. Warriors have one runner on base, Jack Wimmer over at first base. No outs. But the Warriors trail 7-0 here in the bottom of the second.
We see
Wimmer does not go. Wimmer is the fastest player on this team.
Wimmer plays for the plays for Westside's varsity football team.
Yeah, he was one of the best players, all-Metro player. And there's a hit to center field, and Norris has got a beat on it for the first out of the inning. Leonard connected on it well. Norris just happened to be right there. But that wind is blowing straight out to center field, so it'll carry today. So that's the first out of the inning for Westside. Brings up the catcher, Michael Zimmerman, up to the plate.
See out there in the bullpen, number 25, Jaden Taylor for the Warriors, warming up.
And there's the throw over to second base, and he is safe. Jack Wimmer shows his speed over there and goes in safely and gets the stolen base. So now the Warriors have a runner in scoring position.
Definitely a good start here for the Warriors. The bottom of the second, runner in scoring position, only one out. Could be the start of a possible comeback story.
There's a pitch right over the plate for strike two. 0-2 the count on Michael Zimmerman. Wimmer for Westside over at second base. There's still only one out.
Wallstrom up in the count.
And that ball goes foul down the right field line. Over in the shot put area. Track team's already inside after practicing today. That's a smart move. And I noticed the tennis team, the girls' tennis team, they got inside pretty quick too.
You don't want to be outside in the cold. You don't have to.
Zimmerman looks at the ball. Count down 1-2. Yeah, we do have about, probably about 50 to 60 fans here who have braved the cold. A lot of them have blankets here at Westside, braving this 25-mile-an-hour wind and temperatures dropping down into the 40s. There's a ball down over the third baseman, the throw to first, and they get the runner out. And then the throw over to third base, and Wimmer is called safe. So the Warriors still alive here in the second inning. They've got Jack Wimmer over there at third base, but there are 2 outs now, and that brings up Jack Scioli.
Eighth in the lineup, right fielder, number 14, Jack Scioli.
It definitely looked like they both dove that there into third. Warriors would not have wanted to see a devil play there.
Warriors still have a chance to get on the scoreboard here. And the ball is hit into right field for the last out of the inning. And again, the Warriors fail to get on the scoreboard. And now the score, Norris 7 and Westside nothing. We're headed to the top of the third. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Go to third.
We are back here at Westside for this matchup between the number 1 team in Class B, Norris, and Westside. And on the mound, new pitcher Jaden Taylor on the mound. Jaden is 1-0 on the season. ERA is 7.00, and he will face number 34. They have a new batter in the lineup. No, that's Dayton Schmidt. Dayton Schmidt. Count now 1-1. Schmidt reached base in the second inning on an error by the third baseman for Westside. Ball was thrown over the first baseman's head. That's how he got on base. And there's a hit over in the infield. It looks like Gunderson, the shortstop, is going to take it. And that's the first out of the inning. A pop fly to the shortstop. And Westside gets their first out of the inning.
Just like that. First out in the inning. Warriors just going to have to stay through this one here, being down by 7.
The next batter is the number 7 batter, Collier Hesterman. And he hits the ball to the shortstop, Gunderson. He throws it over to Yeager at first for the out. So Taylor gets the first 2 batters out, 1-2, here in the top of the third inning.
I'll see if the Warriors will make it a 1-2-3 inning.
That'll bring up the number 8 batter, Emery Burnley. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Taylor off to a good start here in the third inning. And it just misses for ball 2. The count now 2-0. That one is low. The count now 3-0 on Emery Burnley for Norris. And that's over the plate for a strike. Count now 3-1. You might remember Taylor got the first win for Westside against Omaha Burke in relief when Jackson Yeager hit that game-winning home run. And the ball is hit up the middle. Gunderson fields it, throws it over to first, and he stretches Yeager off the base. The throw is a little wide. Yeager's a big guy, but he couldn't stretch it far enough, and the runner is safe over at first.
It's definitely really close there. Taylor and Yeager in the Burke game, definitely two spotlight players of that game. Really brought the Warriors back from being down.
And the umpire and Coach Seals for Westside are going to confront that one and discuss what happened over there at first base. But the runner is safe.
Yeah, that one was really close there. I definitely see why Seals tried to challenge that there.
Center fielder number 5, Kale Fountain.
And we're up to the top of the order right now. Cale Consbrook, who singled and was hit by a pitch in the first and second inning. He is the leadoff batter for Norris, but he's got a runner on base. First pitch is high for ball 1. Taylor looks over at first base, the runner. And the pitch, and Zimmerman throws it down to second. And the tag is just missed over there at second base. It looks like they got the runner, though, from here.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that one there. Looked like they got him.
Consbrook, the batter, count now 1-1. And the ball is over to Leonard over at second base. He'll throw over to first for the out of the inning. And Taylor goes through the inning. No runs.
That's a great inning for the Warriors with no runs.
Yeah. Well, Norris still leads it by the score of 7-0. We're headed to the bottom of the third inning. We'll take a timeout here on WTV. We are back here at Westside. The Warriors are facing the number 1 team in Class B, Norris, and the Titans own a 7-0 lead over the Warriors here in the bottom of the third inning. And the first batter for Westside is Anthony Rizak, the designated hitter. He's done quite well at the plate this season. He's batting over 400. And the hit down the left field line, and they'll call it foul. That was really close. It just missed over the bag there. Could have been extra bases for Rizak on that one. You might know Anthony Rizak from the football season. He was the quarterback of the state runner-up team, all-metro quarterback for the Warriors. Only a sophomore. And that pitch is outside. Count now 1-2 on Anthony Rizak.
Rizak, a really strong player though, as you said. You've seen him a lot here in Westside Athletics.
And that is outside for another ball. The count now 2-2. Rizak trying to get something going here for the Warriors in the bottom of the third inning. He's leading it off. And that was an inside strike. Rizak, I don't think liked it, but the umpire called it a strike.
Top lineup, shortstop.
Just like that. First out of the inning for the Warriors.
So we go to the top of the lineup. R.J. Gunderson comes up to the plate. He had a big hit in the first inning. He had a double all the way to center field in the gap.
Wind still to their backs. See if we can get something out there to the gap.
And that ball's down to the dirt. 2-0 the count on R.J. Gunderson. Nobody on base. One out. And that ball's outside too. Count now 3-0 for the leadoff batter, R.J. Gunderson.
You know, it's going to be interesting here what R.J. wants to do here. Either might see him get walked or...
Yeah, sometimes you want to, take the pitch and swing away, and maybe you got something you want right over the plate. And that ball's over for a strike. Count now 3-1 on R.J. Gunderson.
Warriors got to get some movement here in the bottom of the third.
And the ball is high to center field. It's going way back there. I'll tell you what, the Norris outfielders were playing almost back to the warning track out there, about 350 feet, and that's where that ball traveled.
The wind really lofts it up there.
Yeah, the dimensions here at Westside are 335 down the two lines, left field and right field. In the gap, it's 360, and then straightaway center is also 360. But with this wind today, the good batters can really reach the fence today.
See if Jackson here will do something.
Tommy Conley at the plate right now, the count 1-0. And he hits it over to the shortstop. The thrower to first is in time, and that's the third out. 1-2-3 for Norris in that inning. And now the score again is Norris 7 and Westside nothing. We head to the top of the fourth inning. We'll be back right after this timeout. We are back here at Westside's baseball field. The Warriors are facing the Norris Titans, and Norris has jumped out to an early lead in this game by the score of 7-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning right now. Jaden Taylor on the mound for the Warriors, and the batter is the number 2 batter in the lineup, Landon Meyer. And the first pitch is a strike for Jaden Taylor. He got off to a good start in the third inning when he came in. Retired 4 batters. Didn't allow any hits or runs. Did a really nice job out there on the mound for the right-hander for Westside.
Sun's peeking through here again.
And that ball was high. Count now 1-2 to Landon Meyer for Norris.
Landon Meyer, junior for Norris. One more year left on this team.
There's a swing, and he got him. Big strikeout for Jaden Taylor to get the leadoff batter out. The number 2 batter in the lineup, Landon Meyer. And that'll bring up
Number 12, Kale Fountain.
the Florida State recruit, Kale Fountain for Norris. He grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning, and then he hit a big double down the left field line in the second.
Definitely feels good to get the strikeout for Taylor.
And the first pitch is low for a ball. Yeah, Taylor has to be really careful with Fountain. He has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Especially with that wind.
And that one just misses. Count now 2-0 for the number 3 batter in the late lineup, Kale Fountain. He's a big guy, 6'4".
Fountain there.
And that one's right over the plate for the first strike. Count now 2-1 on Kale Fountain. He steps out of the box, gathers himself, looks at Taylor. Big swing, and that's a fly ball to center field. And Tommy Conley will field it for the second out of the inning. So Taylor's off to another good start in this inning. He's retired the number 2 and the number 3 batters in the lineup. And now the cleanup hitter, Eaton Holt. Eaton Holt is the batter for Norris. Holt struck out in the first inning and then got a double in the second. And the first pitch is right over the plate for a strike. Taylor's done a good job of getting ahead of the batters since he came in the third inning. He's retired the first 6 batters, has not allowed a hit. So he's been off to a good start, and he's way ahead right here against Holt. Count now 0-2.
That's what the Warriors like to see.
And that one just misses. Ball 1. 1-2 the count on Holt. And that one goes in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Holt is the cleanup hitter, the number 4 batter in the lineup. And that ball is high. Full count now, 3-2. There are 2 outs. Zimmerman will come out and talk to Taylor.
Bit of a meeting there.
The pitchers for Westside really like Zimmerman. He really communicates with them with that pitch count, what they want to put over the plate. So he's got a 3-2 count on the cleanup batter, Eaton Holt. And there's a fly ball, and it's a single out to left field. And so Taylor gives up his first hit, and that'll bring up number 28 in the lineup, Carson Baker. Carson Baker.
Carson Baker, a senior for the Titans.
Number 28, Carson Baker.
And that ball goes up the middle. They'll field it over to first base for the out. And Taylor does not allow a run again, just one hit. The score is still Norris 7 and Westside nothing. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll be back right after this timeout. We are back at Westside Stadium for this matchup between the Warriors and the number one team in Class B, Norris. Hey, Ryan, we've got their Dunkin Trivia Question every week, and why don't you tell us what it is this time?
Let's take a look at our Dunkin Trivia Question here. In the 2022 Class A and B state baseball tournaments, both Frick Field and Millard North will be used for the Constellation Bracket games. When was the last time both of these fields were used for the state tournament? You can tweet that out at hashtag Dunkin Trivia. First person to get the correct answer will win a $10 Dunkin Donuts gift card. I know, Ross, you'll have an answer for us too.
That's a real stumper for me. I have no idea about the answer to that one. So whoever gets that one really knows their baseball. Okay, we're in the bottom of the fourth inning right now, and the batter at the plate is Dalton Bargo, the top hitter for Westside. He ranks number 3 in the state, batting over 500 so far this season. Has really done a great job. He's got 17 hits on the season. He's just really been really good at the plate. Count now 1-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runners on base, no outs. And the pitch is low. The count now 2-1 on Dalton Bargo. He's headed to the University of Missouri. Already committed to the Tigers.
It's a big commitment there.
And he looks at ball 2. Count now 3-1 now on Bargo. His first time at the plate, he grounded out to the second baseman. And that one is now a strike for a full count. 3-2. Bargo thought it was outside. He's got a chance here, though. Get something going for the Warriors as the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Let's see what the Warriors will do here.
He swings, and that ball flied out to left field, and the left fielder kind of battles the wind, but he gets it there for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the cleanup batter for Westside, Jackson Yeager.
Let's see what Jackson Yeager will do here in the box.
Jackson Yeager.
First time at the plate in the first inning, Yeager grounded out to the third baseman. He's got plenty of power. Yeager leads the state in home runs with 3. He also leads the state in RBIs with 17.
Really great player for the Warriors. McCook community college commit.
Yeah, Jackson played on the football team. Just a really good athlete. He's got a really nice swing. Hits with plenty of power. Looks at that ball for a strike. Count now is 2-1 on Yeager.
One of those players that you see through Westside athletics going from his freshman to senior year. Name that you'll hear come up a lot.
And that ball now 3-1.
One out here. There's some room to work with.
Oh, and he hits it hard out to left field. That goes in the gap, and Yeager's going to round first base and go in with a stand-up double to second base. Yeager gets something going for the Warriors here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Great hit by Jackson Yeager. Here the Warrior dugout. Shanton really right there in the gap. And the Titans were not there. Just perfect play. See a bit of a meeting on the mound there between, catcher will go back.
That brings up Jack Wimmer. Wimmer walked his first time at bat in the second inning, but this time he's got a runner at second base, Jackson Yeager. Wimmer, one of the better hitters on this Westside team. Looks at it, wanted to swing, and kind of looked at it for strike one. 0-1 the count.
Wimmer,
one out.
Wimmer, another one of those multi-sport athletes that we'll see a lot at Westside.
And that one's over the plate for a strike. Count now 0-2.
Hear that Warrior dugout. Just cheering them on.
And it's a fly ball into the gap in right center, and it gets past the second baseman. Yeager will hold at third base, and Wimmer gets a single out there into shallow right center field. The Warriors have runners at the corners at first and third base with just one out.
It's a great setup here for the comeback story for the Warriors. See a bit of a meeting there on the mound. Warriors want to get Yeager home for sure.
This brings up Matt Leonard, the second baseman, comes up to the plate. He flied out to center field in the second inning.
Second baseman number 5.
Any ball to the outfield will probably bring the runner home from third base.
Matt Leonard, Hastings baseball commit over in Hastings, Nebraska.
And the ball is low for ball one.
See what Matt Leonard will do here.
And it's a swing down the left field line, but it is foul. Count now 1-1 on Matt Leonard.
Bottom of the fourth here. Warriors got some room to work with to try to pull ahead.
Don't be surprised if Wimmer over there at first base tries to steal. He's the fastest player on this Westside team. Leonard fouls it off for strike two. Count now 1-2.
That one off the back foul net used to protect the tennis courts for anybody in the tennis courts. Wind continues to gust.
And that ball is low Count now 2-2 on Matt Leonard. Again, runners on the corners at first and third. Just one out. But the Warriors have really struggled here in the first few innings, trailing 7-0.
Continues to gust.
Wallstrom, the pitcher for Norris, really taking his time out there. He's really shut down this Warrior lineup so far in this game, not allowing a run and only 3 hits. Throw over to first base, trying to keep Wimmer close. Again, Wimmer is the fastest player on this Westside baseball team. An excellent football player, won all Metro honors. There's a pitch, and it's a ball down the left field line, and it's just foul. That would have cleared the bases.
I mean, great play there for the Warriors if it was just on the right side of that line. Would have gotten Yeager home.
You bet. Count now 2-2 on Matt Leonard, the second baseman. Wimmer goes over to second, over to first base, and he is out. Yeah, but that scores the first run of the game for the Warriors. Yeager crosses the plate off the fielder's choice. Score now is 7-1, and the Warriors are on the scoreboard.
Hit there, got Yeager home, RBI. Warriors definitely a bit more morale booster. That definitely boosts the Warriors' morale. Wind continues to gust, as we see.
So Wimmer ran on that hit and run, got to second base safely. So he's at second base. Michael Zimmerman, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Count 0-1 on Zimmerman. Warriors trying to get another run on the scoreboard. Oh, big swing by Zimmerman. He wanted that one. Count now 0-2 on Zimmerman. Wallstrom keeping his eye over there on Wimmer at second base. That ball's high. Count now 1-2 on Zimmerman.
See what the Warriors do here. Bottom of the fourth. We got one runner in scoring position.
And that ball is low and just outside. Count now 2-2. You know, when you're a catcher, you really know how the pitches go being behind the plate. He's got a good eye. Wimmer with a big lead over there at second base. And the ball is hit right back to the pitcher. And Wallstrom throws it over to first base for the third out of the inning. And Norris gets out of it. So after 4 innings of play, the score is Norris 7 and Westside 1. We'll be going to the top of the 5th when we come back here on WTV. We are back here at Westside's baseball field. Top of the 5th inning. Norris leads Westside by the score of 7-1. Jaden Taylor on the mound for his 3rd inning for the Warriors. He's done a good job for Westside so far. Not allowed any runs, just 1 hit. And the first batter he faces here is number 13, Kaiser Poppenhagen. Poppenhagen flied out to right field in the 1st inning and then walked.
It's going to be interesting here to see what Taylor does. Top of the 5th. Definitely want to stop the Titans from scoring runs.
Taylor's done a good job of really holding Norris down here since he came to the mound. He's gotten ahead of the batters. Count now 1-2 on Poppenhagen. And ball just outside. Count now 2-2 on Poppenhagen. That ball again just outside. Count now 3-2. No outs. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th inning for Norris.
See.
And that ball is low, and Poppenhagen gets a walk.
Look out there. Ross on the... There you see Norris, possibly a new Norris pitcher out there warming up. I see a possible pitching change.
That brings up Dayton Schmidt, the designated hitter. He got on first base in the 2nd inning off an error and a wild throw over to first base. Then he flied out to the shortstop in the 3rd inning. And the throw over to second base goes past the shortstop into center field. So Poppenhagen over there at second base in scoring position. Dayton Schmidt at the plate, count 0-1. Taylor looks over at Poppenhagen at second base. That pitch is low. Count now 1-1. Schmidt's a big, tall player. Big target for Taylor there at the plate. And that one is just inside. Count now 1-1.
Kind of Warriors got to keep the Titans out of scoring position.
And that ball is hit down the left field line, and the Warriors can't get to it. Count now 1-2 on Schmidt, the designated hitter.
Looked like Fargo really wanted to get after that one. Lost his hat there chasing after that foul.
Count now 1-2. Taylor looks over at the runner at second, and he'll throw over there, and they've got him. Oh, the throw is wild over to third base, and he will run in, and he will score off the error.
That is not what the Warriors want here. The wild ball there. Norris now up 7.
So that was the Warriors' fourth error of this game. Some real miscues here that have allowed runs to score. Score now is 8-1. Norris leads Westside here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
one's up. Leonard with the catch.
Top of the 5th inning, they lead by the score of 8-1.
Number 15, Collier Hesterman.
That'll bring up Collier Hesterman. Big swing for strike one. And that ball's right over the plate. Taylor gets ahead of the hitter right here. Count now 0-2.
Warrior. Taylor.
And that ball is hit down the right field line. Will it stay fair? And it does. It bounces over there in the bullpen. In the throw on the second base. And we have a stand-up double while Collier Hesterman.
Warriors just got to keep their mental toughness, kind of battle through there, stay positive to one another.
That'll bring up the number 9 batter in the lineup. That's Emery Burnley. And Burnley looks like he's going to change bats. He's gone back to the dugout. I know there's going to be a batting change here.
Pitch hitting will be number 9, Cody Farron.
Cody Farron is the batter. Pinch hitting for Brunley. The number 9 batter in the lineup. So he comes up to the plate with the runner on second. That's Collier Hesterman, who is in scoring position.
Cody, a junior for the Titans. Warriors just got to hold this one here.
There's the pitch. It's high for ball 1. Count now 1-0. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
The Warriors do not want to let that runner advance to third.
And that ball's in there for a strike. Count now 1-1.
Do you see another Warrior pitcher out in the bullpen?
And that's in there for strike 2. Count now 1-2. And that is outside for ball 2. Count now 2-2.
Well, Ross, we're going to see what the Warriors got to do here now. It's top of the 5th. Got a few more innings left.
And the ball is fouled down the left field line towards the Westside dugout. Count now 2-2. Again, there's just 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. And that ball is high. We've got a full count. 3-2. Titans have scored another run here in the top of the 5th off an error, throwing error, over at third base, off a steal. And a big swing, and it's a strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Big swing. Now we'll bring up the second out. You know, it's got to feel good for Taylor getting the strikeout there. Kind of boost the morale. One more hitter. The hitter.
And we go to the top of the batting order. And it's Kale Consbrook who has singled. He's been hit by a pitch and grounded out to the second baseman. This is his fourth time at the plate today. And he looks at strike one. Count now 1-1 on the leadoff batter, Kale Consbrook, the number one batter in the lineup. And it's over to the second baseman. Throw over to first for the third out. But Norris gets one more run. The score now after 4.5 innings is Norris 8 and Westside 1. We're going to the bottom of the fifth inning after this timeout on WTV. We are back here at Westside's baseball stadium for this matchup between the Warriors and the number one team in Class B, Norris. Norris has really dominated this game. They lead 8-1 going here into the bottom of the fifth inning. For Westside, here in the bottom of the fifth, it will be Jack Sholey, Anthony Rezak, and R.J. Gunderson coming up to the plate.
Jack Sholey's involved with many activities here at Westside, among them here baseball and ATSC, Westside's varsity show choir team.
The count on Sholey is 2-0. Looks at that pitch for a strike. Count 2-1. And a big swing. Count now 2-2 on Sholey. He's the leadoff batter for Westside here. He's the number 8 batter in the lineup for Westside. And he fouls it off again. Count still 2-2.
Still see Colton Wallstrom still pitching for the Titans.
And he looks at that one, and that'll be ball 4.
Warriors, one runner on first. Oh.
We were correct. The scoreboard was not. It was 2-2, and that was ball 3. Sholey thought it was ball 4. So did the scoreboard operator. But we had it right here on WTV. The count was 2-2.
Sholey will step back up to the plate.
It's full count, 3-2 on Jack Sholey. Big swing, and that's going to go Foul ball to the left side of the field. The wind has really, really died down since the start of this game. It was gusting up to 25, 30 miles an hour, and now it has really just kind of died down here. Just a breeze here.
Despite how much the wind's could help them with the ball.
Now it's ball 4, and Scioli has a leadoff walk for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's always important to get that leadoff runner on base, and that'll bring up the number 9 batter,
Number 4.
the DH,
Rizak.
Anthony Rizak. Rizak struck out looking in his last time at bat in the 3rd inning.
Even without that large gust of wind carrying the ball out to center field or right field, it definitely makes a difference here. Your notes aren't flying around, not as cold.
And that ball's low. Count 1-0.
Scioli's looking to possibly try to get in the scoring position on second.
And the Norris head coach will come out to the mound, talk to his pitcher. Nobody warming up over there in the bullpen area. And Colton Wallstrom, he has gone a long distance so far in this game.
Yeah, we saw him at the beginning of there in the 1st inning. Now we see him now here in the top of the 5th.
Warriors really haven't been able to get to him. They've had some scoring opportunities, but he's really controlled the Warriors so far in this matchup, only allowing 3 hits for the Warriors. Rizak comes in to count 1-0. And that ball's low too. 2-0 the count now. There is a runner over at first base, Jack Scioli. No outs. And that pitch is over the plate for the first strike. Count now 2-1 on Anthony Rizak.
Sun shining through there.
And a big swing by Rizak. Count now 2-2. Yeah, an hour ago you wouldn't have seen much daylight out here. It was cloudy, drizzle, plenty of wind. And that ball's fouled off. Count 2-2 on Rizak. Rizak, the number 9 batter in the lineup, faces a count 2-2. Big swing out to right field, high ball, and it's to be caught by the right fielder for the first out of the inning. So now we go to the top of the lineup. R.J. Gunderson comes up to the plate.
R.J. Gunderson, a really strong player for the Warriors.
Shortstop, number 3.
Shortstop.
R.J. Gunderson.
It's his senior year with a batting average of .432.
Yeah, Gunderson started off the day with a double to center field.
Let's see what he'll do here.
And that ball's hit sharply over the third baseman for a single out to left field. So the Warriors have something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning with runners on first and second base and just 1 out. And that'll bring up the number 2 batter in the lineup, Tommy Conley.
Number 10, Tommy Conley.
Tommy Conley, fast runner out there. Free.
Conley, all-Metro linebacker for the Warriors, just a really good football player. Very tough. He's got a chance here to put some runs on the scoreboard for the Warriors with runners on first and second base here, trailing 8-1. Big swing by Conley. Count now 1-1. I think he wanted that one. And that ball was low for strike 2.
Another big swing for Conley.
The catcher for Norris thought it was the third strike. Tried to tag him out. Count now 1-2 on Tommy Conley. Runners at first and second. Big opportunity here for the Westside center fielder. Get some runs on the board for the Warriors. Oh, big swing, and that's a strikeout.
That brings up second out.
And that'll bring up Westside's leading hitter, Dalton Bargo. And Bargo's got an opportunity here to knock in some runs for the Warriors.
I think there's an error on the Westside scoreboard.
Bargo so far today, grounded out to the second baseman, flied out to left field, looking for his first hit in the ball game.
Dalton Bargo is a really strong player. .518 average.
Yeah, he's the third leading hitter in the state in Class A. Just had a really good season so far.
And we'll see him going to play at the University of Missouri. Wind picking up a little bit here again.
Big swing by Bargo. Count now 1-1. The runners are holding there at first and second. Coach Seals doesn't want anybody to steal right now. He just wants some runs on the board. Doesn't want to risk anybody getting thrown out.
See Jackson Yeager warming up.
Bargo looks at that ball for a strike. Count down 1-2. And that ball's inside. Count now 2-2 on Dalton Bargo. Again, runners are on first and second base.
Let's see what Dalton Bargo will do here.
Wallstrom taking his time out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. And the ball is flying down the left field line. Norris is there for the out. And that is all for the Warriors. They leave 2 runners on base. We now go to the top of the 6th inning. The score is Norris 8 and Westside 1. We'll be right back after this timeout on WTV. Welcome back to Westside's baseball field. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Norris coming to bat. Titans come into this game ranked number 1 in Class B with an 11-1 record, and they have showed why they are the top team in Class B. They lead Westside 8-1 here. They've already had 7 hits, but the Warriors have helped their cause with 4 errors. Jaden Taylor on the mound for the Warriors. He came on in the 3rd inning, and only 1 run is scored, and that was off an error.
Let's talk about those errors real quick, Ross. The Titans are definitely are using those errors to their advantage here in today's competition. One of their keys to the game, we talked about in the pregame show.
This is the number 2 batter in the lineup for Norris, Landon Meyer. He walked and struck out so far in this game. Count now 2-1 on Landon Meyer for Norris. And that ball is fouled into the Westside dugout. Count now 2-2.
It's kind of decision time here for the Warriors. In crunch time here. Warriors down 7. Not let any runs past them.
And that ball just misses for strike 3. Count now 3-2, full count on Landon Meyer. Oh, and that ball is low for ball 4, and the leadoff batter is on base, and that'll bring up the number 3 batter in the lineup, Kale Fountain.
Kale Fountain, really big guy. Gotta be careful if you park your car out there in the lot that's just outside center field.
That'll be all for Jaden Taylor on the mound. Did a nice job, came out in the 3rd inning. Gets a nice applause from the fans out here at Westside's baseball field. Only 1 run scored. Gave up 1 hit.
Pitching change for the Warriors. Now pitching. Number 18, Ben Newton.
Ben Newton on the mound for the Warriors. See him warming up there on your screen.
Again, the score here at Westside's baseball field. Norris 8 and Westside 1. The Warriors struggled at the start of the game. The Titans scored 2 runs in the 1st inning, then added 5 runs in the 2nd. Jackson Gutta started for Westside and really struggled, but it wasn't all his fault because the Warriors have committed a lot of errors in this game.
Definitely. And we saw Jaden Taylor go up to the mound, put up a fight there, and now we see.
Yeah, Norris has done a really good job at the plate too. They've got 7 hits compared to 4 for Westside, but the big thing that you see on the scoreboard for Norris is Westside's 4 errors, and that's how they've scored a lot of runs today. So here we are in the top of the 6th inning. There's no outs, 1 runner on first base. The batter is the number 3 batter in the lineup, the Florida State recruit, Kale Fountain.
One a little high.
Looks at the first pitch, ball 1. And the runner goes and steals second base. So the Titans have a runner in scoring position. The count is 2-0 on Fountain. Big swing by Fountain. That goes deep to right field. Westside makes the catch, but the runner tags up and advances to third base.
Well, we got a runner now in scoring position for the Titans. 1 out.
That brings up the cleanup hitter, number 8, Eden Holt. Holt so far today has struck out, doubled, and also walked in this game. Titans just trying to add some more insurance onto this 7-run lead that they have here in the 6th inning. Holt looks at ball 2, 2-0 the count. And that one's over the plate for strike 1. 2-1.
It's definitely a morale booster for Ben Newton. First time out on the mound today. He was the one we saw there in the Warrior bullpen, warming up.
And that ball's hit deep to left field. The wind is taking it back all the way to the fence, and it will go bounce off the fence, and that'll drive in a run. And Holt goes all the way around the bases for a triple. The wind really carried that one.
It did indeed. Whoa. Wind died down there a little bit, but continues to gust hard as that went up against the fence. What an amazing play there. With the triple, 1 runner home, the Titans up by 8.
The Titans now lead by the score of 9-1. That was their 8th hit of this game.
Warriors definitely not in the best position here at the top of the 6th.
Carson Baker at the plate, number 28. He's had a good day so far, had a couple singles. Looking for another hit here today. And that ball is fouled off into the tennis courts. Count now 0-2 on the number 5 batter in the lineup, Carson Baker. And the ball gets past Zimmerman, the catcher, and Norris will score another run from third base off the pitch that got away from Zimmerman. And now they go into double digits. Norris now leads Westside by the score of 10-1.
Not at all good sight for the Warriors. Norris up 9 runs.
And that ball is hit to left field. And Gunnarsson comes up with the catch for the 2nd out of the inning.
Another fly ball there. Will be the first out. Will be the 2nd out in the inning.
The next batter for Norris is Kaiser Papenhagen. He flied out to right field. Also walked in this game. Big swing. Count now 0-1.
Well, Ross, what do you think the Warriors are going to try to do here going into the bottom of the 6th?
Another ball fouled off. Well, they need some runs. That's what they need coming in the bottom half of this inning. They've really struggled at the plate, but more importantly, they've really struggled in their fielding. just trying to get out of here in the top of the 6th inning. Down 10-1, and there they do. Strikeout, and that is the last out of the inning, but they had another run. Norris now leads Westside with a score of 10-1. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back right after this timeout on WTV Live. We are back here at Westside's baseball field where the #1 team in Class B, the Norris Titans, have dominated Westside by the score of 10-1. We're headed here to the bottom of the 6th inning, and leading off for the Warriors is number 26, Jackson Yeager.
Number 26, Jackson Yeager.
See what Jackson Yeager will do here. Hopefully get on the base for the Warriors. The Warriors really need this.
Good swing by Jackson Yeager. His last time at bat, he doubled to left center. Couldn't get in and score right there. That ball's high. Count now 1-1 on Jackson Yeager to lead off here in the 6th inning for the Warriors. That ball's inside for ball 2. Count now 2-1 on Yeager. Yeager headed to McCook Community College next fall. Yeager's had a good season so far. 3 home runs at leads Class A. He's also the leader in RBIs with 17.
Jackson Yeager, as you're saying, by the stats there, just a really good player.
Count now 3-1. Big hit out to right field, and they've got a beat on it for the first out of the inning. The wind just couldn't carry that one out enough on that one, but Yeager hit it deep to right field.
Well, the flag there really blowing in the wind.
Left fielder, number 24, Jack Wimmer.
Jack Wimmer comes up to plate. Wimmer singled in his last time at bat. Walked back in the 2nd inning. That ball's hit sharp down the left field line, and Wimmer will round first base, and he'll go into second. The throw is late, and Wimmer is safe at second base with a nice double to get on base.
What a great play by Jack Wimmer there. Just went right down the line. Perfect. Great start for the Warriors here with only 1 out. 1 runner in scoring position.
Second baseman, number 5.
And that'll bring out a meeting for the Norris head coach. He'll come out and talk to Wallstrom. Wallstrom's really done a good job today, and it sounds like they're going to make the pitching change. And since we're making the pitching change, we'll take a timeout here at Westside's baseball field, where Norris leads by the score of 10-1 over Westside. We are back at Westside's baseball field, where the Norris Titans lead Westside by the score of 10-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and there's been a pitching change for Norris. It's Collier Hesterman on the mound now. He comes in from the outfield, just warmed up. And the batter for Westside right now is Matt Leonard coming up to the plate.
Matt Leonard, strong player for the Warriors. Wind really gusting here.
And the runner advances to third base off the pass ball. So far in this game, Leonard has flied out to center field, drove in a run off a fielder's choice over there at third base for the Warriors' only run of the game. Leonard will try to knock in another run right here. And that ball is foul over into the tennis courts here at Westside. Count now 1-1 on Leonard. Got a runner on third base.
Warriors just want to get as many runners on base as possible here. Try to score as many runs as they can.
That ball's outside. Count now 2-1 on Leonard. And that ball's over the plate for strike 2. Count now 2-2 on Leonard.
Titans just want to stop the Warriors from getting on base. Wind continues to gust here out to center field, working in Leonard's advantage.
And that ball goes over the plate for strike 3. Leonard's caught looking, and that is the second out of the inning.
Not what the Warriors want to happen there.
That brings up the catcher, Michael Zimmerman.
Well, we got Michael Zimmerman up, junior, an average of .20.
Big swing by Zimmerman for the first strike, count 0-1. Zimmerman has a chance to knock in a run here. Got a runner over there at third base. Zimmerman looks at that ball. Count now, 1-1. Here's the pitch, and that's another ball. Count now, 2-1.
Warriors just gotta hang on here.
That one is a called strike. Count now 2-2 on Zimmerman. Again, a runner on third base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Warriors trail 10-1.
Zimmerman did not look happy with that strike. Not want that one fast.
That ball is low for ball 3. Count now 3-2. Full count on Michael Zimmerman at the plate. Then there are 2 outs. Runner on third base. Warriors trying to just add another run here. Trailing by 9. And that's a fly ball down the left field line. Can the left fielder get it? Yes, he does for the 3rd out of the inning. And that's the end after 6 innings. It's Norris 10 and Westside 1. We'll be back right after this timeout. We are back at Westside's baseball field. It's the top of the 7th inning. Norris leads Westside 10-1, and the batter at the plate for Norris is number 34, Dayton Schmidt, their designated hitter.
Dayton Schmidt, senior for the Titans.
Count 0-2 on Schmidt.
Newton starting it off strong here, top of the 6th. Putting some heat.
Schmidt looks at the ball. Count now 1-2. So far today, Schmidt has reached on first base off an error on a wild throw over to first. He flied out to the shortstop. He also flied out to right field. Count now is 2-2 on Schmidt. And the ball is down third base. Bargo will just kind of not throw it because the ball is just too slow coming out to him. Played fairly deep, and Norris gets a runner on base. Called it a hit. That is the 9th hit of the game for Norris. So Norris leads off here in the top of the 7th. Leadoff runner on. That brings up number 15, Collier Hesterman, who is the pitcher right now for Norris. Big swing. Count now 1-1. So far today, Hesterman has grounded out to the shortstop. Last time at the plate, he hit a double. Hesterman looks at that pitch. Count now 2-1. Runner on first base. No outs. Here in the top of the 7th inning with Norris leading by the score of 10-1. Hesterman looks at that pitch. Count now 3-1 on Hesterman. And that ball is hit to right field. The Warriors chasing it down, and Leonard makes a great catch out there in shallow right center field. And the runner has to go back to first base. He was almost out to second, but a great catch by Matthew Leonard.
What a just great play. Really went just into the right field territory there. Wanted to try to get him out on first, send him back to first, which
Number 25, Emily.
is good for the Warriors. Wind continues to gust.
That brings up the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Emery Brunley. And he takes a big swing at that one for the first strike. Count 0-1. Again, there still is a runner over there at first base. One out for Norris. Pitch is high. Count now 1-1 for Burnley. He struck out his last time up at the plate. Ball's high. 2-1 the count on Burnley. That ball is low. Count now 3-1.
Ben Newton, not seen him up for the Warriors myself this season.
And that one's over the plate. Gives us a full count now. 3-2.
Ben's really been throwing some heat down over the plate.
And that ball is connected up the middle. Gunderson will scoop it up, get the play at second base. Nice play by Gunderson, just tossing it to Leonard for the force out there at second base. So that brings up 2 outs in the inning. And we go to the top of the batting order. It's Kale Consbrook, the leadoff batter. This is his 5th appearance up at the plate today. He's been busy. Singled, he's been hit by a pitch, grounded out to third base, and he grounded out to second base. The ball is over the plate right there for strike 1. 0-1. ball's hit to shallow center field, and Leonard will get there for the last out of the inning. And we will go to the bottom of the 7th with the Warriors trailing Norris by the score of 10-1. We'll be right back right after this timeout. We are back here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the Warriors' last hope. They trail Norris by the score of 10-1. The batters here for Westside will be Jack Scioli, Anthony Rizak, and R.J. Gunderson.
It is definitely crunch time for the Warriors. Gotta score runs, gotta get on base.
And the ball is hit down the right field line, and that is fair. The right fielder will chase it down. The throw over to second base will be late, and Scioli goes in with a stand-up double here to start the bottom of the 7th inning.
Warriors starting off strong here. That one got past the first baseman, went down that line there for the double. Get him on second base for the double.
Designated hitter, number 4, Anthony Rizak.
See Rizak stepping up now.
Number 9 batter in the lineup for Westside, Anthony Rizak. He comes up to the plate with a runner on second base in scoring position. So far in this game, Rizak has struck out and flied out to right field. This is his third appearance at the plate. And that's over for a strike, and Scioli goes all the way over to third base.
Scioli moving on to third base there. You might possibly see him go for home. But
Rizak's got a runner now in scoring position again now at third base. Can score off a sac fly. Big swing by Rizak. That brings the count now to 1-2.
Warriors gonna try to score.
Rizak's been very good at the plate this season. He's batting over 400. Here's the pitch, and that's outside. Now that brings the count to 2-2 on Anthony Rizak.
Well, Ross, we've seen a strong start here from the Warriors. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Rizak, kind of a check swing, goes over there to second base. That will drive in a run. Sholey comes in from third base, so a sacrifice, fielder's choice right there for Anthony Rizak, and that brings in the second run of the game for the Warriors. Score now is Norris 10 and Westside 2. And now we go to the top of the batting order, and it's R.J. Gunderson.
R.J. Gunderson, really strong player. See if he'll get on base.
So far in this game, Gunderson led off the game with a double, flied out to center field, and also singled in the fifth inning. So he's had a good day at the plate, couple hits. Gunderson has been really red hot at the plate in the last 2 weeks. Done a really good job getting on base.
Really hear that wind blow out to center field.
Yeah, that wind had died down. Now it's really gusting up to 25 to 30 miles an hour right now here at the twilight stage of the evening. That sun's starting to go down. Kind of hard for the outfielders to see the ball coming out of the home plate area.
Anything that is not strapped down will most definitely fly away.
Big swing goes out to center field. Can they get it? And the ball is caught by the center fielder for the second out of the inning. And the last hope for Westside right now with 2 outs, trailing 10-2, will be Tommy Conley, the center fielder.
Here for the Titans, just one more out. It's over. Conley.
Conley steps out for ball 1. So far today, Conley has flied out to right center field, grounded out to the shortstop, and struck out. That ball is in there for a strike. Count now 1-1.
Conley definitely does not want it to end here.
That ball is low and outside for ball 2. Count now 2-1. 2 outs. Tommy Conley, last hope for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing 10-2. And that ball's hit into the Westside dugout. Count now 2-2 on Conley. And Conley strikes out to end the game, and that makes the final score Norris 10 and Westside 2. Norris finishes with 9 hits in the game. The Warriors finished with 6 hits, but the story of the game was the 4 errors by Westside in this game that allowed them to score 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Ryan, your thoughts on this game?
You know, the Titans definitely used that to their advantage, the 4 errors. They started off early, scoring runs in the first inning there, really set them up for success. Warriors did not know how to retaliate that, just kind of fell apart there.
The Warriors kind of struggled with Jackson Gutta on the mound in the first 2 innings, trailed 7-0. They one big plus, Jaden Taylor came on the mound in the 4th inning and only allowed 1 run there in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And then Norris added 2 more runs there in the top of the 6th inning. They win this game by the score of 10-2. Norris raises their record to 12-1 on the season. I think we really found out what kind of team that Norris has and the reason they are number 1. That'll do it here from Westside's baseball field. Thanks for joining us on WTV. For Ryan Kelly, I'm Ross Jernstrom. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on WTV Live.